Let's talk about the Super Bowl. The halftime show is being slammed. A lot of people didn't want to see Bad Bunny, especially after his political grandstanding at the Grammys. And here's what WWE wrestler Logan Paul said when asked if he was excited about the show.
Logan, are you excited for the halftime show? No.
He was not the only one who didn't want to watch Bad Bunny's performance. Millions of people switched off and turned into Turning Point USA's rival show. Josh, this was no surprise to me.
Yeah, Gabriella, I flipped back and forth a little bit. I ultimately ended up watching the Bad Bunny thing, and then ended up watching the Turning Point alternative show after it was over. I wanted to make sure I watched both. Frankly, I would have skipped the Bad Bunny thing, but I need to know, frankly, what was said for purposes of my day-to-day job, which is that of a political commentator. And it was an atrocity. I mean, it's really not performative outrage on my behalf and many others' behalf. I was really, really angry watching that because this is the Super Bowl. This is America's #1 marquee sporting event. I'm a lifelong sports fan, Gabrielle. I almost work in professional sports. I love professional sports. The Super Bowl is it. I mean, it is the granddaddy of all American sporting events there. It is a global, iconic event there. Supposed to represent American athletic competition and American sporting excellence, American exceptionalism on the world stage there. And we couldn't even do it in our language, in the language that we speak. I mean, it was such a massive insult. It was a massive insult to large swaths, at least a plurality, probably a majority of the NFL's actual fan base there. And then to kind of add insult to injury, you had Green Day, which is a notoriously ideologically left-wing punk rock band whose heyday was like 2.5, 3 decades ago. They kicked off the festivities before it all started there. Then you had the Black National Anthem. I mean, what was this? I mean, why is there a Black National Anthem? Well, last I checked, the Star Spangled Banner was national anthem for all of us. So the whole thing, frankly, from soup to nuts, was just deeply alienating and discomforting. And look, I mean, I tuned in, as I said, to the Turning Point alternative event. After it was over, I'm a big country music fan. I saw Lee Brice in concert actually for the first time like 12 or 13 years ago when he was a nobody. So it was fun to see him now playing in this alternative halftime show there. I enjoyed it. Hopefully the NFL learns from this. I suspect they probably won't, unfortunately, because Jay-Z is still calling the halftime shows. I think he's under contract for a few more years. They probably won't learn anything whatsoever there, but it's hard to imagine it getting a lot worse than this.
It's extraordinary. I mean, even from where I'm sitting in Australia, tuning in to watch it, that's really not the classic Americana themes that you would expect to get from an NFL game. Alex, what were your thoughts watching it? And of course, I'm sure you're not surprised to see more than 5 million people turning into Turning Point USA's rival show.
I'm not surprised, and I think that Josh is probably a little more optimistic than I am about the NFL's likelihood of improving in the future. I was one of these people that turned off the halftime show. I didn't have any interest in seeing it, but I don't want to overstate that phenomenon. The Super Bowl, as Josh rightly noted, is far and away the most watched event in American life, and not just sporting event, just the most watched event. There's about 130 million people who probably tuned in last night, and that is on par for a non-sporting event, just for reference, with the moon landing in 1969. There's simply nothing else out there, not even close, that gets so many Americans all looking at the same thing at the same time. And so that's why I think the people get sick of having politics shoved in their face. You know, the three of us here on this panel are probably a little weird, but most people just want to tune out sometimes and just watch football. And to have these halftime shows, and it's not just this one, it's every year, focus on getting politics back in a place where it doesn't have to be, that is something people don't like. And we had a poll result that's going to come out in probably 2 days, where we asked, does the mainstream media reflect views of people like you? And 65% of Americans said no. And so last night, when they see something like that, that's what they're talking about. They want to watch the football, they want to watch game and fun commercials. They don't want to watch more politics.
No, absolutely not.